Conversation now. You see the topic. The question of the day is, what role do genetics play? What role does genetics play in fitness? Is your ability to get into shape, to get leaner, to change your body, is it all about the genetic thing? Is it a genetic code, or can everyone do it? Can everyone get into the best shape of their lives just by dieting and training alone? Now, what sparked this conversation for me was a video that I'm going to show you, very quick video, where we have two sisters with very different body types, two sisters that are eating the same, apparently training the same, but they look completely different. How is that even possible? And have you ever been there? Well, guess what? I want to dig into that, and I want to give you some tips about what you can think about as you embark on a training and diet program. Some realistic advice that nobody's probably telling you because they don't want to hurt your feelings and they want to take your money, honey. Listen, we rip the Band-Aid off here at Redefining Bodybuilding to tell you what you need to do to get the real results, which, by the way, this channel is all about inspiring you to take your fitness journey even deeper. We take a look at the 4 pillars of fitness: your physical fitness, your mental fitness, your emotional fitness, and your spiritual fitness, and just how all of that stuff works together. So with that in mind, I want to go ahead and I want to bring up a video that I came across on another YouTube channel, and we're gonna play the two sisters and what they have to say, and then we're gonna go ahead and segue into that channel. And I forgot the name of the channel, sorry. I'll put it down, the link down below, just to shout them out. But anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at what they have to say, and then I want to feed in with my thoughts. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
This is my sister. We have lived together for the last 5 months, have eaten the same, worked out the same, aside from the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not. And our bodies are still entirely different.
They're sisters, they train the same and eat somewhat similarly, and even though they probably don't measure out exactly equal portions for every meal, there is still something very important to take away from this video. Even though there are certain things in fitness that cannot be argued, you will not look exactly like someone else by copying everything they do. Which is why I hate it when people say, want to look like me? Just do this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to rip down your Arnold poster, and you should definitely let people inspire you. Because even if someone can't give you a copy of their own body, they can help you become the best you can be. Thank you.
All right, so that was the video. All right, and I know this is a very interesting conversation because when I saw this, it made me think about the myriad of clients that I train with, or the ones who go ahead and seek my help, who say to me, Roxy, you know, I'm following this diet program. I'm working out with my sister or my friend or my boyfriend, my husband, or whomever. I'm in a training group and I'm doing the same exact things as everybody else, but I'm not seeing the results that they're seeing. Their bodies are moving along far more than mine is. What is up? And that can be so frustrating. Here's the thing. As we saw with those two sisters, genetics plays a huge role on your body and how you look. You can have a skinny person eating a salad and eating this kind of meal plan and that. You can have another person who's a little bit heavier eating the same dang meal, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get the same results. This is why cookie cutter programs do not work. This is why you need to make sure that when you are embarking on a training program, that you at least have something that is customized to your needs. You have something that's going to help you to lock down what you need specifically to see the changes that you want. Now, the interesting thing that I saw that I just caught my eye right away with the two girls, or the two young women, was that one was like a skinny model type and one had a curvier body type. And she isn't overweight. Let's just go back and take a look for a second at both of the girls, because they're both beautiful women and they're both beautiful bodies.
We've lived together for the last 5 months.
So as you can see, one is very thin and one is a little bit more overweight. Now, what I find interesting, and I don't want to make any accusatory statements or anything like that with these two young ladies, there is a deception with social media. And that's why I want you guys to really pay attention and be careful what you watch and what you consume. We don't know if there could be something going on with the people that we see on our feeds. Maybe there's an eating disorder going on both ends. Maybe one influencer is someone who doesn't eat very much. They're eating healthy. They could be orthorexic. where they eat excessively healthy and they're really concerned about every calorie they put in their bodies. You could have other influencers who are binge eating, who are eating in silence to emotionally soothe themselves. And both these types of things, whether you are having whatever spectrum you are on the eating disorder scale, whether you are a restrictor or an overeater, it's all about masking emotion. So it's hard to say what someone else is doing when you don't know exactly what they're doing. But let's assume that both these women are completely healthy women. The fact of the matter is, even as genetic sisters, they have a different makeup physically, right? The girl who's a little thicker, she's actually in shape. She's got a nice shape because of the fact that she is eating well, because of the fact that she is exercising. So this should be an encouragement for those of you who are not skinny mini. If you come from a family of little bean poles and stuff like that, of folks who got that little body and you're like, my gosh, I got the curvy gene. Don't feel bad about it. Don't compare yourself to your siblings or to those around you. Work for what it is that your body can do and step up your game in that way. Show up to the gym and train for your body. Set your goals based on your body, your genetics, your needs. That is how you go ahead and find success when it comes to fitness. Now, the other thing that the girls were saying in this video is that they eat exactly the same. One is a vegetarian and one is not. And I want to caution about the whole vegetarian vegan thing, because there's this idea that in order for you to be healthy, to lose weight, to change your body miraculously, to just like change your health around, that you have to be plant-based and vegan. So the only reason why that other girl was skinny was because she's a vegan or vegetarian and the other girl isn't. That is a bunch of hogwash, okay? There's nothing wrong with eating meat. Of course, if you're going to eat meat, you should be eating lean meats, lean cuts of meat. You should be eating meats that are high in healthier fats. You should be eating fish for the omega-3 fatty acids if you can eat seafood. So eating meat is a way that we were also designed as human beings. So there's nothing wrong with eating meat. There's nothing wrong with consuming animal products. But there is something wrong if your calories are not matching up, if your training is not matching up to your overall goals. And you can be a vegan, vegetarian, meatless, and whatever, and still be overeating and still not see the results that you want. So it's not about the plant-based diet versus a meat-based. It's about what you're putting in. Now, one of the things that the trainer, whatever the guy's name is, I'm so sorry, I don't have his name, but whatever his name is, the guy who was narrating, what he was commenting on was the fact that they may not be eating the same exact amount of food. So that is something you've got to consider. You might be eating okay. Y'all might be eating the same, but who's eating more? What's the caloric breakdown? And for my ladies out there, especially, a lot of y'all don't eat enough. So although you may be thicker, although you may be curvier, although you may be overweight and you're eating like a rabbit, you're not seeing the results that you want because you are starving yourself. And that is something a lot of you need to consider and look at. Now, bringing in the training component to this, again, with training, everybody's body is different. What's going to work for you isn't going to work for someone else. Maybe you need a little bit more cardio. Maybe HIIT training is better for you. Intervals are better for you. Maybe you need to be doing your weight training a little bit differently, not focusing on building muscle, but perhaps looking at metabolic circuits and things that are going to keep your body moving even while you're doing resistance training. Those are the things that might work for you. So even though you are doing the same program as someone else who's in better shape, it does not mean it's for you. All of these things have to be considered. You guys, listen, this fitness stuff, it ain't rocket science. This fitness stuff is just plain science, okay? And you can really tap into the greatness of what your body can do when you learn more about what works for you and what doesn't. And that's one of the things that I do with all of my clients, to help them to find what works. So if what I'm saying to you today makes sense and you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, whether you compete or not, go ahead and contact me. Let's go ahead and get the QR code up on here right now. So if you want that help, go ahead and scan this QR code. Where is it? It's right over here. Scan this QR code right now, or go to the link down below to schedule a complimentary call so we can talk about what's getting you stuck and what you need to do. All right. Here's what I have to say. Cookie cutter programs simply don't work for most people. All right. There has to be a level of looking at what your body needs and really just figuring that out and then implementing that, whether you work with a coach or trainer or on your own. So don't be afraid to try something that's different than what you've been doing, because if what you've been doing hasn't been getting you the results that you want, then you need to do something else. That is just the fact. Okay, that is just the fact. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of you are really afraid of stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing exactly that. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and wrap this up, but I want to hear what your comments are. So go ahead and share your comments below. What do you think about all of this stuff? Have you been in this kind of situation? And what have you found has worked for you? Go ahead and post that in the comments. Let me hear your thoughts on this. And while you're at it, I definitely, why do my QR codes keep, see, this is, we doing this on the fly. We doing this live. We doing this on the fly. While you're at it, if you want to go ahead and stay motivated to get into the best shape of your life, particularly for those of you who are overweight, I have a whole playlist for you to go through to keep you inspired. And I want you to check it out. It's right over here. And I'm going to tell you tips about training, nutrition, and more that'll help you to get your best body and best health ever. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.